Jim Schultz here for Calculated Risk, and don't forget, before we get started, the best ways that you can help us are by liking the video or subscribing to the channel. Both of those things help us out a ton. We are back, baby, and so let's go ahead and get rolling. And look, I get it. I mean, I understand, right? Taking a directional shot, like playing your favorite stock higher or playing your favorite stock or maybe your arch enemy stock lower. It can be fun. It can be a good time. We know as premium sellers that it's going to be theta, it's going to be vega, it's going to be the passes of time, it's going to be volatility contraction that ultimately pays the bills. But still, from time to time, we want to take a directional shot. And that's all well and good. But the problem is the ways that we oftentimes do take directional shots, we run into two immediate problems: time and buying power. So today, I actually want to offer up one solution that's going to fix both of those simultaneously. So let's go. Okay, so for the purposes of our example today, our illustration, let's assume that you want to play a stock to the upside. Let's assume that you've got your favorite stock all lined up. Maybe it's AMD, maybe it's McDonald's, maybe it's IBM. Shout out to all my boomers out there. Whatever it might be, you've got a stock that you want to play higher. The same principles apply to the downside. Everything would just be flipped over using put options. Okay, if you're going to go with one of the traditional approaches, buying stock or buying call options, like especially at the money or out of the money call options, you're going to run into two very sizable gotchas right out of the gate. You're going to run into time and you're going to run into buying power. So first up, let's say you buy stock. Let's say you want to just buy shares in your favorite stock and just play this thing to the upside. Well, for every gimme, there's a gotcha. So we've got the gotchas that are coming out down the chutes. But what's the gimme? Well, the gimme of owning stock, of course, is the simple fact that, yes, you could collect dividends if it is a dividend payer. But just from a directional move standpoint, you're going to get a one-for-one move with the underlying stock. Like, you're going to move one for one with whatever direction the stock goes, obviously for better or worse. But if you want to play the stock higher and you want clean delta, stock is going to give you that. Okay, and that's great. Well, the gotcha here is stock is expensive, man. The buying power that you're going to have to set aside, even in a margin account where you get 50%, essential buying power relief, it's still going to be very expensive. A $100 stock, the notional value of 100 shares is $10,000. So you're going to have to put up $5,000 to hold that position. A $200 stock, you're going to have to put up $10,000 to hold that position, and so on and so forth. So stock can be very, very expensive. Okay, well, the second option is you could actually mitigate the expensive nature of the buying power of the position by buying call options. And so now you could look at a $100 stock or a $200 stock or what have you, and you can do a call option for maybe a couple $100, maybe $1,000, whatever. That solves the buying power issue, but it introduces a brand new issue, right? When you buy premium, when you buy options, you're going to have time working against you. Right, you're going to have that negative theta that you're going to have to overcome. You have to absorb this every single day, especially if you're buying, at the money options or out of the money options, which are obviously going to keep the cost down even lower when it comes to the buying power that you have to set aside for these positions. Well, the extrinsic value on an at the money option or an out of the money option, man, it is going to bleed day in and day out. It is going to cost you a pretty penny to hold that position day after day and week after week as you're waiting for the move that you want out of the stock to move higher. Okay, so two problems. Well, we actually have one solution that is effectively going to solve both of those simultaneously, and let's hop into Tasty Trade to have a look. Okay, so now I am inside of my Tasty Trade platform and I have Amazon pulled up here for the actual stock based on real-time prices that we're going to use to solve this problem. Let's solve the buying power issue and let's solve the theta decay issue together in one fell swoop. And of course, the strategy that I'm going to use here is going to be a deep in the money option. And since we're playing this to the upside, I'm going to focus exclusively on a deep in the money call option. So I've got Amazon pulled up here. Let's just say, for the purposes of what we're doing right here and right now, I open up June with 22 days to go. And of course, I've got my call options on the left. I've got my put options on the right. And so you can see these are all going to be my in the money options on this side, all of these guys right here. And so if I'm looking for an in the money call option in Amazon, then I might look to do something to the effect of, I don't know, maybe we go to an 89 or a 90 delta call option. So I'd be looking at a 240 or a 242.5 strike. We'll choose the 240 since that is certainly a bit more feng shui than the 242.5. If I choose my 240 strike, you can see that it looks like I'm going to have to pay about $33 on the mid price for this call option. Now look at the buying power on this position. It's only about $3,400. Now again, if I buy shares in Amazon, a $270 stock, the notional value of my position is going to be $27,000. So in a margin account like what I'm in right here, that would essentially require me to put up about $13,500 in capital to hold the position. So you can see this clearly solves the buying power issue. But what is interesting about a deep in the money call option is it also solves the theta decay issue. Because my theta on a deep in the money call option, first of all, it's a lot less than the at the money options, or even a lot of the times the out of the money options. But also the amount of extrinsic value that's actually in the option is much, much lower than something I might choose that is close to around the money. So for example, if I scroll back up so I can see my option on the screen, you can see that my daily theta is about $9 in negative theta. So again, we can't eliminate these problems. We're just trying to mitigate the problems and minimize their impacts. But look at the overall extrinsic value for the total position and compare that to, something like a 260 call, which is much closer to the at the money strike, and I essentially have only about a quarter of the extrinsic value. That's a significant difference. And so by choosing this deep in the money option at this 240 strike, I'm able to reduce my buying power impact significantly and reduce the impact of negative theta rather significantly. Now, the thing we want to understand here is the higher the delta that I choose, so in this case it's 91 or 93, it's obviously moving as the market moves. The higher the delta I choose, the closer the movement this call option is going to have with the underlying stock. So to be very specific, if I have a delta of 90, that means that my call option price can be expected to move by 90 cents on the dollar with the underlying stock. Now again, remember, stock price movements are not the only things that are happening in the market. You have time passing, you have volatility changing, and so obviously it's a multifactorial thing as everything is in the market. But just from a pure stock price movement standpoint, I'm going to get 90, it looks like 93 cents on the dollar. So obviously that is giving me closer and closer to the clean delta that I would have if I just bought shares. Well, again, it's gimmies and gotchas, right? Because if I want a higher delta, I have to pay a higher premium. So, for this 93 delta, I've got to pay $3,300 for this position. If I was okay with only an 80 delta, so maybe right about here, my cost is only going to be about, $21 to $22. So I'm able to take my cost down by about a third, moving from a 90-ish delta down to an 80-ish delta. But generally speaking, if you're going to use a deep in the money option, again, a call or a put, it doesn't matter. The same principles apply. We're looking at calls right here. If I'm going to use a deep in the money call option in place of long stock, I probably do want to choose something that's 80 deltas or higher, because I do want something that's going to at least closely mimic or resemble the stock itself if I just hold long shares. Okay, so sticking with the 240 call, we understand the delta impact, but there's another decision you're going to have to make. What expiration cycle do you want to choose? Like you can see right here, I'm in the 22-day cycle. So if I'm in the 22-day cycle, then the cost of this deep in the money call option is about $3,400, give or take. It depends on where I would get filled, of course. What if I wanted to add more time to that trade? Well, that time is not going to be free. That time is going to cost me something. So if I go down here to the trade bar and I just tick the expirations up, so I go up to maybe, the June 26th weekly option, and then I go, let's just go to the next monthly option to make it a little cleaner. So the July 17th monthly option, you can see this is going to cost me another $200 in premium, and my deltas have actually changed by moving out further in time. And so if I really truly wanted to keep this kind of an apples to apples comparison, I've got to move my strike now to give myself a delta on the one cycle and a delta on the new cycle being equivalent to one another. So I would have to move my strike from the 240 up to the 225, which hopefully you can see is about 90-ish delta, 91 in this case, but that's pretty close for our purposes here. And so now it's going to cost me about $5,000 to hold effectively the same position. Okay, that's the gotcha, but what's the gimme? Well, the gimme is I have more time to be right? The gimme is I have more time to be correct on this position. And so when it comes to a deep in the money call option to be a substitute or serve as a substitute for long stock, you're going to have to make a decision. Deltas and duration. Generally speaking, deltas 80 or above make a lot of sense. And then generally speaking, duration, if this is purely a directional play where you don't intend on selling premium against it, this is not going to be a poor man's cover call. This is not going to be a standard cover call. This is not really going to be something that you're going to sell premium against, at least not in the beginning. I typically think somewhere around 25 days or even less can make some sense because, of course, I could go even lower in my duration. Like I could go all the way down to the bottom of the barrel when it comes to duration. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go down to like a weekly option, like a 7-day guy. So if I go down to this June 3rd, you can see that now I can get an 8 or 93 delta option, and it's only going to be about $17 or so. Like this guy's going to be significantly less when it comes to the overall cost of the strategy. And of course, the same principle applies if you go in the other direction. Like if you don't want that much time or don't feel like you need that much time, famous last words, I can assure you, you can go all the way to the 7-day cycle. I buy a 90 delta call option and you're going to see it's only going to cost me about $17, $18 on the mid price. So here my buying power is the least of the bunch, but now I don't have that much time to be right. So again, generally speaking, 80 plus delta makes sense, 80 to 90-ish. And then somewhere around, maybe 14 to 25 days, if this is purely a directional play, is going to make a lot of sense for a deep in the money option as a share substitute or an at the money option or out of the money option substitute for a directional play. So by all means, play direction. I mean, it's fun. It's a good time. It might even make you a little bit of money. Again, theta and vega are going to pay the bills, but we all take directional shots from time to time. Just do it strategically. And one of the ways that you can do that is by using a deep in the money option. It's going to effectively minimize the buying power on the position and also really significantly slow down the overall negative theta, that you would normally have to absorb if you did an at the money option or an out of the money option. And we'll see you guys next time.